Let's answer these questions. What does resentment in parenthood look like? Where does it come from? What can we do about it? Resentment in parenthood is rarely loud and dramatic. It's quiet. It's subtle. It's the sigh you swallow at 3 a.m. It's the edge in your tone you didn't mean to have. It's the why am I the only one who always looping in your mind when you're holding a baby or reheating your coffee for the third time. Parenthood is a breeding ground for little resentments to build up, but there are really simple, concrete reframes that I found really helpful in this area. So let's layer the definition a little more in this context. While resentment is broadly speaking unexpressed, unhealed, or unheard hurt and anger, when we get more specific, resentment in parenthood is often grief plus unmet needs plus lack of agency. In early parenthood especially, our needs get deprioritized, our autonomy shrinks, our nervous systems are taxed, and we're expected to function like fully resourced adults while running on fumes. Resentment becomes the nervous system's way of saying, something feels unfair, unsustainable, or unseen. The first move is not necessarily to fix it or do anything. It's honoring it as information. So here's an exercise called the boundary translation. When you notice resentment, ask yourself this: what need of mine feels chronically unmet right now? Where do I feel like I don't have choice? What am I doing that I haven't consciously agreed to? Often resentment is just a boundary we haven't named yet. When we do the work to discern, okay, this is a need of mine that's continuously going unmet, which is no longer okay for me, then the tendency might be to want to make a drastic change. But just like how resentment builds in these micro moments, in a slow accumulation, kind of like sediment building, that is how we can approach holding our boundaries in parenthood. We got here because of 300 tiny little self-abandonment moments. You skipped your shower. You ate last. You don't ask for help when you really needed it. You minimize your exhaustion. You push through with another cup of coffee. You can't make up for all those moments with one big overcorrection. So you slow down, tune in, and get clear. What is one need I can be 100% responsible for meeting today? Will I ask for help from my spouse or another caregiver at mealtime today? Will I put down the endless to-do list and take a long bath today during nap time? Will I take a 20-minute rest on the couch while the kids play instead of multitasking? It's the little ways we signal to ourselves, I matter, my needs are not optional, and I get to take up space, without it coming out as lashing out passive-aggressively, or either-oring it, like either I get to take care of them or me. And again, just like we talked at the top of the episode, how typically our emotions give us not an opportunity to do something about them, but to be with ourselves. That is an essential layer of conscious parenting. Yes, it's important to put action behind our awareness, like my needs aren't getting met, so I'm going to take an action today that prioritizes my needs. But it's equally important to simply be in the practice of staying with yourself, being with you. What does that mean? That means in those moments of intense overstimulation or self-abandonment or residual neglect that threaten to take your resentment and slide it into anger, connect with your body. Put your hand on your heart and on your gut, close your eyes, and breathe. As hard as we try to be present for our kids, honor the demand coming from within that we need attention. We need connection in this moment because we're on the verge of self-disconnection or self-abandonment. You may not have the ability or agency to leave the room and take physical space if you have littles, but you always have the opportunity to connect to self, to be with, to take space in that moment to breathe and slow down. I share all of this not from knowing and mastery, but from an active student alongside you. Parenthood is the highest gradient we can climb in terms of putting to practice our self-love and our self-possession, really owning our experience, taking care of ourselves, being present with our bodies while moving through the storms of life. And I am genuinely curious to hear what is the need that you will prioritize today. How will you get creative with your both and, where you can take care of your kids and you? And what's a win you can share of pausing in the midst of overwhelm and connecting inward? I'm eager to be inspired by you, and we'll keep an eye out for your comments below this video. Whether you caught the whole episode or just one of our segments, either way, thank you for making it all the way to the end, and I hope that you are subscribed so you don't miss another episode. Please join me in my mission to turn a world full of content creators into a world of contentment creators. Bye, y'all.